Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism Series. Today I'm joined with Robin, and today we're going to speak about what I just said, autism and Doctor Who. Robin, thank you for joining me today.
No problem.
Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, so obviously I'm Robin. And I'm a bit of a multi-fan of a lot of things. Um, and I started watching Doctor Who with David Tennant's series with my family, and then it sort of flipped back to Christopher Eccleston, and then
Yeah.
I met my best friend who is a big major fan of Doctor Who, and he introduced me to all the series. So I've started watching the classics, and yeah,
Yeah. I've often watched the classics, like I always get advised
yeah.
to, but I've never done it.
It's a hard watch, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Is it like do you have favorite Doctor at all, or do you just like them all?
um, I it's a hard one because they're all good in like different ways. But I think Tom Baker,
Tom Baker.
um, yeah,
Yeah, he uh he was quite good, wasn't he? He did quite a lot, like Tom Baker.
yeah. I think he's just got like the cheekiness, and I suppose Christopher Eccleston's creeping up there as well. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Like I started watching with Chris Eccleston, um, because I was one of these people who, when it was on, because I'd have been about 5 or 6, when he started, and I watched it exactly. I was quite lucky, I suppose, because I watched it when it was on, like each week, and stuff. So, and then I went on to David Tennant. Um, I really like David Tennant. I think everyone does really.
yeah,
Not my own, but there's always mixed opinions about every Doctor, isn't there?
yeah. Oh, definitely. I think they've all got something special. Like, Tom Baker's got the cheeky smile and the jelly beans. David Tennant's got all the fancy quotes, and
Yeah, yeah. You've got are you watching Doctor Who like with the 13th Doctor?
yeah, definitely. I got the privilege to meet Jodie Whittaker this
Yeah.
year, so um, but yeah, I've watched it up to the recent one, and looking forward, but also quite sad because I do like Jodie Whittaker for the last one, but things
Yeah,
have got to change. So
yeah. We can't. Oh yeah, it's a bit disappointing how she's been kind of treated compared to the other Doctors, I think.
yeah, it's a shame. She's a very good actress, but in other things that I've seen, but
Yeah, yeah. Like it's not entirely her fault. I don't think. I think maybe some episodes weren't the best. Um, as well, like I really like music's really important, I think, in Doctor Who as well, and I think the music hasn't been good with Jodie's like episodes.
no, I've noticed that like since probably David Tennant's era, it's sort of slipped a little bit. But I think with Peter Capaldi's, it concentrated more on the story side of his.
Mm.
I don't know. It started to change onto the story side a little bit more, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Jodie's last episode. It's gonna be great, I think.
Mm,
Yeah, like hour and a half long, I think, as well. So almost like a movie.
yeah, yeah. So almost as long as the Stranger Things episodes.
It nearly is. Yeah. Um, yeah, I can't believe that. Stranger Things, nearly every episode was about an hour and a half long.
Yeah, at least you get to appreciate it for the,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I was on holiday when I watched Volume 1 of Stranger Things, and then I went on holiday, and then luckily, well, where I was, I had Netflix. It's quite funny, because the people who previously stayed, they stayed in their accounts, so I didn't have to log in. So that was handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the strange thing is because I was up about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning because I was that hooked into Stranger Things, like Volume 2, and then watching 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was so tired. and then I'm
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah, it's a long time for a TV show, but
Yeah, yeah, a bit like Doctor Who, a little bit Stranger Things, I think.
yeah, it's a classic, isn't it? So
Yeah,
people are gonna watch it.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, would you like are you excited for the 60th, like Doctor
I am, yes. I really like Catherine Tate. I think she was a bit of an underrated um companion. I think she did have a couple of odd stories,
Who?
um but I think she was a really good companion.
Yeah, it was really sad what happened to her as well. Losing her memories and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of think that that was wor worse than some other, like, I think it was more upsetting seeing her do that for her rather than like Rose. Um,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, I think yeah, definitely it had the emotions more. Um yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because like it's gonna be really interesting what they do because of course she come back like Donna and she lost all her
Yeah.
memory, so it's gonna be interesting how that they kind of tell what happened.
Yeah, it'd be also interesting because Mr. Bernard Cribbins won't be sadly in it. Um, so maybe they might introduce that at some point as well because he was a big part of her sort of life in Doctor Who. So
Yeah, like but Bernard Cribbins, the BBC haven't announced it, but like because they leaked a lot of photos of the 60th, didn't they? And he was
yeah,
spotted on set, so hopefully he done enough scenes to be on there or somehow.
yeah,
Um, but I do think what will happen is by the whatever episode he's in, he might be in a few. Who knows? It might be just a little clips on the few specials that David Tennant and Catherine Tate are doing. But I'm sure in one of the episodes at the end, normally when an actor dies in a show, and at the end they'll put in memory of like Bernard Cribbins or something, maybe like that.
oh, definitely, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be. I am. I was more excited about like him and Catherine Tate than David Tennant actually. Um,
yeah. It'd be nice to see David Tennant back. Interesting how it'll be with if the 13th is in it, but
yeah, like there's lots of things going around that he may regenerate or degenerate into David Tennant. So that that's gonna
yeah.
be interesting.
Mm. If it's anything like the 50th, it'll be all twists and turns.
Yeah, yeah. Like, are you excited about the new Doctor though? Like, Ncuti Gatwa.
I am, yeah. I've not really seen him in anything much, but he's looking interesting at the moment. I do know the new Rose that has been announced because I watched Heartstopper,
Oh yeah,
so really interested in seeing her as well.
yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. um, because of my autism in me, um, when Russell announced like our very own Rose as Heartstopper, I
Mm.
thought, I thought, I thought what he meant is that like Rose Tyler is like a Heartstopper because she is the character in Doctor Who. I never knew there was a show called Heartstopper. Um, um, and then I watched it. I watched it as soon as Yazmin Finney was announced as a Doctor. But no, not as a Doctor. Sorry. Um, as they're coming into Doctor Who as a character called Rose, which complicates things.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's quite good, isn't it? Like, because she 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 was really good in Heartstopper. Yeah, Yasmin Finney was, yeah.
Yeah, she was, and it's nice that they're bringing more the transgender um awareness as well because there needs to be more in
Yeah.
um what's it called experience of being trans. So
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really good that doing that because like as you say, like um I I think it's really good like that they're doing that, and like of what I've heard, like she like um Yazmin Finney is going to be playing, like her character is going to be like trans as well, like like it was in
Mm.
Heartstopper. So it's going to be
Ye-
exciting.
yeah, I mean they've done a lot over the years. Well, they've done. I think we had the deaf character, didn't we? And we had obviously Ryan, who was dyspraxic. I mean, they have lapsed over the like more episodes went on. It kind of lapsed a bit, but it's nice that they're kind of creeping the awareness in.
Yeah, yeah, like because I think we got like Shoot Your Gut was going to be the first like gay doctor. Um,
Mm,
so it's good. Like I know we've had like LGBTQ people in Doctor Who before, but it's nice they're putting different from different communities as such. Like people from the transgender community, like which can relate dyspraxic, the dyspraxia. Be nice to get autism in there somewhere.
it would definitely, yeah. I mean, I was diagnosed in 2016-ish. I was diagnosed late in uni, so I was diagnosed with that, and then the year after, I was diagnosed with dyspraxia. I was first diagnosed with dyslexia and um, dyslexia, but that dyspraxia got missed. Um, and then yeah, autism and ADHD was because they're now diagnosing them together. So I was
Oh,
also diagnosed with
yeah,
all of them.
yeah. You're lucky.
Well,
Uh, yeah,
looking now, probably
yeah.
not so much in the early years.
No, fine. No, like, so uh, it's quite cool, like because like doing a series I'm doing like Doctor Who and Autism and that I've learned like that's because quite a lot of people in here come on saying they've got dyspraxia and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like I might have to do an episode just about dyspraxia at some point because I get so many people on there now to say it, and I think that's from Doctor Who. But how do you feel about what that storyline with Ryan was? Were you happy with it?
I think I was, yeah. I mean, for me, obviously, it's like kind of small things of coordination. I mean, I can ride a bike pretty good with a bit of a wobble, but I can ride a bike. Um, and that eating, using cutlery and things, that's hard. But I think it was pretty accurate. Is it's obviously a big um spectrum like autism is, and you can see that all the way through each series of Doctor Who.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Because like with autism, like you can kind of see like the doctor could be autistic, can you? Like from the maybe mannerisms that they do.
yeah, and I think that's probably why, because they have a, to my knowledge, there's a bit quite a large autistic community that like Doctor Who as
Yeah,
well, plus of the other difficulties as well. So
yeah,
uh, I think that's probably why I connect to it because the Doctor. I think it's like a character thing. You connect to certain
yeah,
traits, don't you?
yeah, yeah. Like it's like it wasn't long ago that I actually noticed quite a lot of people who are in the Doctor Who community, or lots of them are autistic or something, and it's nice, I suppose, because you connect to people that have like similar interests to you as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my first ever big thing was Harry Potter, and that's exactly the same. Like, you just have people that are. I suppose it's like it's one of those things where everybody wants to be like a companion or the Doctor, and
Yeah, yeah. Like Harry Potter's good too. Um, like it's all kind of the same universe, I suppose. Like also science fiction. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, there's certain quotes in the David Tennant series, isn't there, that relate. So
yeah, yeah. It's like David Tennant is like I suppose I love his quotes, and I love everything. Like about him. I've been as fortunate to meet like Doctor Who actors, and like they go to these Comic-Con events, and I only heard of it really since the pandemic started, and of course
Yeah,
it's a bit hectic. But like when you met Jodie, what did you have a little talk with her?
it was quick. She had a big queue, but she was great. Yeah, you could just she wasn't. You could see like she related to the character that she put on. Um, she was just lovely with everybody. Big bubbly. I met the Mandy Jill as well, who played the companion Yaz, and she is exactly the same. Um,
That's pretty cool. You got to meet him. Um,
I've
because
met a few doctors over the years. I've been lucky enough with my best friend to meet to go to these conventions, and I've met a few of the classics, and I didn't have a picture or anything with him, but I did get to see Christopher Eccleston with my best friend, who I did actually meet and speak to him, and he was lovely. So
that's awesome because like he was in the A word as well, like with autism,
he
wasn't
was, yeah,
he? Yeah. So doctors being in autism program.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know, like food as well, like for food textures. Um, Matt Smith, for example, like 11th hour, you can kind of tell that a little bit from him chucking everything out.
yeah, yeah, being fussy and liking to be on their own as well. I'm not sure if that's connected to him, like the sci-fi alien thing, or if that's meant to show something. I don't know, but there's something a little bit there as well. So
They always like to be on their own, it seems, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
mostly social events though, because they like to obviously stick with one person. But
yeah, yeah. They haven't recently, I suppose, like with Jodie. Like I do kind of prefer it though when they do stick with one,
yeah,
because although it has worked in the past, um, I know like in old Doctor Who that they did have quite a lot, didn't they? Like
yes,
people like that.
in the first one, didn't they? They managed to it kind of made sense with how it all started with Susan. It was kind of nice how they brought the other two in, because it worked. Which again, I've had the privilege to meet Carol Ann Ford, Susan, and Ian as well. So
Oh, that's pretty nice.
there's a local convention in my city where I live, and um, they bring some of the some big actors and some really small actors as well. But so
Oh, well, that's pretty cool because like like even years later, like you still got these actors going to these kind of things. Like you still got David Tennant,
mm.
and Matt Smith, and like I suppose they're busy people now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, probably not so much Ian. He's getting on a bit now, but
yeah,
I mean, it was in the '60s, so
yeah, yeah. Like the older doctors will have probably more time. Um, they'll probably get asked to go in the 60th. Um, like you've got I don't know. I think it's more likely maybe the older actors to go into Jodie's last episode. I think. Um,
yeah, I think be
yeah,
quite like because there's been so many. It'd be nice to bring them all. I mean, I'd have loved the next Doctor because I watched her in Holby City as well, and she's a brilliant actress who was the alternative Doctor.
yeah,
Um, yeah, the when they did the whole like Doctor's child thing.
yeah. I know who you mean. Yeah.
Um,
Is it the Joe Martin Doctor?
it is, yeah. She's I really like her as an actor. I think she's brilliant. She's a very strong person, and when acting, I've seen her in. She's popped up in a lot of things recently, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to know who she is in Doctor Who. I want to know what Doctor she is.
yeah,
uh, um, because I still don't know.
very random, but
Yeah, like I'm sure like, when people see her and that like at
Mm.
these conventions like they always ask her, "How are you then?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I can't tell you." Um, I bet like they do I reckon they would give it a little few clues, even though they're not allowed. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
um,
we had I don't know if it was ever like announced when he returned, but Tom Baker returned in the 50th, didn't he, for a little snippet. So you never know, there might be a surprise somewhere.
yeah.
Uh,
If, what I would love to see, is I would like to see Tom Baker in it again. He repeats his lines, what you said before, and then
yeah.
then you've got David Tennant come in like after something like that. But like with you got Neil Patrick Harris as well. He's been quite good things.
Yeah. I mean, we have had like the first Doctor, haven't we? Well, the great David Bradley playing the first Doctor very well, but it'd
Mm,
be nice to see the actual classic Doctors kind of merge with in a series with
mm.
the new ones, not just like a special type thing.
Yeah, like I kind of think next year will be kind of 60th kind of stuff throughout the year. I reckon. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
I'm assuming the next one will probably be like around Christmas time, isn't it now, because of the new Doctor being announced,
yeah,
usually.
I think so. Like, what I think might happen is like I know the month of November, like November 23rd is the day of the anniversary, but I do think we'll get it before then. Um, like Matt Smith will probably get asked. They'll all probably get asked. Um,
Mm.
and see what they say. But like with Shooty Gap was like series 14. Um, I could see that either happening, depending if they want. It depends how the big the 60th is, I suppose. Um,
Yeah. It'd be
yeah.
nice if they brought a couple of the I mean, I know they're bringing Catherine Tate back, but like to see kind of bring Bill back to see what happened to her, where she's ended up because she was one of my favorites as well.
The Bill's great. Yeah,
The Cyberman story was brilliant. I thought.
that's pretty sad. Like
Mm.
after what happened to her, but then she flew away. Then
Oh,
she.
I got to meet Pearl Mackie as well. Lucky, luckily, and she was lovely. She actually spoke about the Cyberman story because we said we really liked that episode, and she says, "Oh, it was one of the best
Yeah, yeah,
episodes."
yeah. Like, did did you ask her what was it like going in the Cyberman suit?
Yeah, I think I imagine it's probably great.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not sure. It shouldn't be too heavy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it was her in the suit, and it wasn't because they're all like done by computer now, aren't they?
Yeah.
But like with them going back to the classics, I don't know if they mixed it up or if they did like a voiceover. I don't know.
All right. Like, but what I would love to see, I suppose it kind of is the authors because Joe Whittaker got a 13th series and she's the 13th Doctor, and Shooty Gap was getting the 14th series and he's the 14th Doctor. Well, hopefully the 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
I hope he is, because
Yeah.
because I don't want David Tennant come back saying I'm the 14th Doctor. I want Shoot to be the 14th Doctor.
That'd be a bit confusing, wouldn't it? Yeah. Um
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. There's been no announcement, so hopefully.
Yeah.
Um
Um, I would rather the series be in 2024 though. I only or if they did do it next year, that'd be great. But I want it to be not in December. Um, I would rather
mm,
it be like where it used to be with like David Tennant and Matt Smith. Like it was in like June, July, April time.
yeah.
I kind of like that because you can talk about it more. And I don't know. December's kind of a busy month.
It is, yeah. I always forget that because there's so much going on in the day on Christmas Day. There's just you forget that it's on.
Yeah.
But
Like I would like to see it back on Christmas Day though. Like because it's been on New
mm,
Year's, hasn't it?
it was last year. Yeah, I don't know about the previous. I can't remember about the previous ones, because it's usually just it works for the announcements of the new. Not that they've done it as a surprise this time with like they did with Jodie, but
I would like a couple of more surprises. I think we will. We'll get a couple more surprises,
yeah,
won't we?
I thought they might have done it like that, to be honest, but
Yeah, like they've told us all what they want for now, but like, like I'm pretty sure Matt Smith will come back. I can't see him not like being involved in the 60th. I know he's a busy man. Like
yeah,
he's like in House of Dragons. I don't know if you watched Game of Thrones, but he's in like a spin-off series.
I
Um,
haven't. I tried watching the first couple of episodes, but I couldn't get into it.
yeah,
uh,
it's one of those shows like when it was on, like I got told it was good, and it was on Amazon Prime. I might have watched it on Now TV. I can't remember. It was a few years ago now, actually. When the last series was on, but I watched it. I binge watched it all, and then I was in time to watch the last episode. But I primarily watch House of Dragons, not because I like Game of Thrones, just because I like Matt Smith as a Doctor.
yeah, well, there's probably just about every star in Game of Thrones, isn't there
Yeah,
now? So,
yeah.
um,
But
as far as I know, but
when you watch an actor from Doctor Who in another program, do you picture them in Doctor Who when you see them?
I do, yeah. It's like I've seen David Tennant in obviously a couple of things that Harry Potter, Broadchurch. There's been another one recently that he's done.
Yeah.
I think it was a crime thing that he won an award. Not the one that he won an award for. There was one before that.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, it just you only see it's like when you see like Daniel Radcliffe in something, you always remember them as their original character rather than what they're playing.
I haven't seen Daniel Radcliffe in much else than Harry Potter, really. Has he done anything else?
The he's done Jungle recently, which was really good, based on a
Oh
true
yeah,
story.
I saw that other files on Netflix, but I never watched it.
And he was in Woman in Black as well.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Like I mean, so what is it called? The Forest, is it? Like
Jungle.
oh
Yeah.
Jungle. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. Is it any good? Is it?
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
He
because
put a lot of work into it because it's obviously a true story, but no, it's probably one of the best things he's done so far, I think.
is that beating Harry Potter?
Along with Harry
Oh,
Potter, yeah.
I know Harry Potter. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nice to see him a Doctor Who, I suppose. It'd be nice as a Doctor, I think. He'd
Like,
be,
yeah. Do
yeah,
a crossover.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, they might do that, if they end up maybe going on to Disney Plus is a more of a higher possibility, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
Really interesting.
There'll probably be more animated versions as well, like there was when, you know, um, I wasn't keen on the early animations where they replaced the lost episodes of the classics. Um, try kind of Patrick Troughton's series at the minute, and I'm finding that quite hard to watch with the animation bits, not on his actual uh TV bits yet.
Yeah, yeah. Um, with Jodie's regeneration, would you like to see that outside the TARDIS?
It'd be nice to see something a little different, yeah. Because yeah, they've all managed to try and get into the TARDIS before they change, so it'd be quite interesting, not to get there in time or whatever.
It kind of seems like an awesome thing, because like
Yeah,
I'll get in the TARDIS, I'm not going to regenerate. I'll go in there, explode.
safe, safe place, yeah.
Yeah, it may be it, but like Jodie, I think she's a bit different to the others. Um, Not because of her gender, just because like she's similar to Matt Smith in ways, but I just think that she may not like she just chose herself just to. I don't think it's coincidence that they end up in the TARDIS.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it was quite good saying that they haven't actually done a male and female meet up yet with the doctors. It's good how they did the game. I don't know if you've played the Edge of Time yet, but
yeah. I've played it.
with David Tennant and Jodie
Yeah,
Whittaker.
yeah,
They did a good job with merging them two together.
Yeah, yeah. Did you play the one before that, like the VR one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
The
like
Weeping Angels.
yeah. So like there was the edge of time, I think, and then it was the edge of reality, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like the other way around. I think so they extended some of the scenes, so I won't say too much in case
Yeah,
people haven't played it. But
yeah, yeah. Because yeah, I won't say too much either because like I don't know if people are gonna play it or not.
well, the Edge of Time I think came out halfway through this year, but it's still fairly new. I think so.
Yeah, it is quite new. But I won't say if the people watched it, but all I'll say is like the original VR game, that there are little bits different to not the VR one. Um, but I think the only additions were really the David Tennant being added at the end. Um,
Mm.
which I was actually disappointed because I thought it was gonna be a brand new game, like a whole new story or something like that. Um,
Yeah, at least made it like free,
yeah,
like a DLC or something.
yeah, they could have done that, you know. But I was still petrified of the Weeping Angels on both.
Yeah,
Um,
I think there were certain bits in the Edge of Time that they sort of updated in the beginning bits of like the Edge of Reality. I think there is some
yeah, yeah,
slight changes, but
yeah. Like at the start, I won't say anything, but you could do like you could do more at the start bit, but in the VR game you didn't really.
yeah, mm,
Um, and the Weeping Angel section was a bit different as well on
yeah, it
both. I
was.
think it was easier on the VR, I think, um, than the actual not VR, where it was a bit more complicated. It was more like a maze, wasn't it? on
Yeah.
um, and I still jumped either way, but on the VR, when you had the Weeping Angels, like I'm putting it half the VR set on and off. I am.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a good game. I would like to see more Doctor Who games. Um,
Mm,
um, I think Lego is kind of the way forward. With Doctor Who, I see it. Because I don't think those games they were good. They were okay, but they're
mm.
not. It's not like you go back to them, is it? Like once you played it.
No, I don't think so. No,
Did you? Speaking of Doctor Who games, did you play that phone one with Osgood?
I did. Yeah,
What did you
I
think of that
did.
one?
It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Felt like there could be a tiny bit more to it than just typing on the phone, but
Yeah,
um, it was nice to have an old, character input.
yeah.
Again, privilege of meeting Oswald.
Yeah,
But
it would have been a good different like I I did get all the ending done the secret ending when I played it. It was pretty cool, but it wasn't very long, was it? A few hours and then you've done it.
no, yeah, it was mostly just half of it was just texting. So
Yeah, yeah. Um but yeah, I think the way forward is the Lego and I think they might potentially make but there was rumours I think early in the year where they'll make a 60th anniversary like Lego themed game. Um,
yeah, I think it'd be good, or just like a maybe like a Doctor Who spin-off of something like they did with the Peter Cushing movies,
yeah,
and even like they've done with the Star Wars, Clone Wars animated versions. If they could do something,
okay,
I mean, animations come on like loads now, but
yeah,
so they
they,
could do
they
they
could,
could do anything, but
yeah, yeah, like it'd be nice to see more like that, but I suppose we just have to wait and see, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Robin, like, but before we finish, because it's been nice talking to you, like about Doctor Who and autism. It's been great. Do you want to share like your quote that you relate to?
I suppose it's got to be the typical one of you may be a doctor, but I am the doctor.
Oh yeah, I forget that one. Yeah.
It's a good one. It's memorable. So,
Yeah, yeah. I love that one because no one said it yet. um,
what's yours?
um, on mine, I've got to like it probably changed throughout like the series and stuff, but I've got to say mine is it's got to be now. It definitely it's got to be I'll look up at the stars and think of you
Yeah,
from
yeah, definitely. It's got definitely got an
Forevermark.
importance.
Yeah, I keep seeing it a lot now, and like even like Bernard Cribbin's face, it's like look at
Yeah,
when he's saying it. But yeah, if it's not that, it's gonna be like it's that and the kind speech. Um, 'Cause I think that's where your quote come from, wasn't it? Like I am the doctor. Was it?
yeah. I mean, I think it's been in a few of them since Tom Baker's, but I think recently in the 12th Doctor series.
Yeah, Cyberman. I think it was, wasn't it, when he was getting shot
Yeah.
or lasered even. Yeah.
So is that TARDIS? I'm just wondering at the back, is that an actual like full
It,
scale thing, or is it like a something else? Or
it is a TARDIS. Um,
yeah, or an actual TARDIS?
um,
Cool.
no, but it's a wardrobe.
Ah, oh, cool.
Um,
Awesome. It looks really cool.
oh, thank you. Um, I'll tell you a little fact about that TARDIS. I think it must have been the David Tennant era. Of Doctor Who. I was in John Lewis, not intentionally. I didn't want to go to John Lewis. I just went because you know what happens when you're younger, like you go shopping and stuff with your parents and stuff.
Yeah.
um, and I end up in John Lewis, and I'm standing there bored, wanting to go home, and then I thought I look in front of me, and like there's a TARDIS, and like you know when you go to places back then, there would have been like TARDISes, quite a lot of places as ornaments, like
Yeah.
different places. But this was I got the last one. I was like, this is a TARDIS. Can I go inside? Like, is it smaller? No, bigger. Sorry. Um, but no, it was just a wardrobe. But I don't go in there often. It's normally I have my hats in there. Quite a few Doctor Who bits actually in there. Um,
Yeah.
but it's quite cool. Like, you might just see above the TARDIS there. You'll see like little figures kind of things. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I've seen a few like fan videos like unboxing them and
yeah. Like I've got the first, I think 5 or 6 Doctors. But I want to find the rest if they have the rest, that is. But who knows? But yeah. I I do Doctor Who videos occasionally, but I do always try and sometimes I include the TARDIS, not all the time. Um, like I've done my own videos of like Donna and Doctor saying goodbye, and I'm just standing in front of the TARDIS there. Um,
awesome.
but if I had the wish, I would make it a real TARDIS. Like
Okay.
yeah, like just
Mm.
wish it was bigger on the inside and it can fly in time and space.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, thank you, Robin. It's been nice
That's
speaking
fine.
to you.
Yeah.
And
And you?
I hope you enjoyed it like today.
Yep, definitely.
Thank you. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, thanks, Robin.
All right then. Bye.
Bye.